Hi Year 3. Today you're going to be writing a set of instructions about something that you have done over the past few weeks. It might be a game you've played, something you've baked, made or built, anything at all. We're going to look at this set of instructions so we know what ours should all look like. Now, it should start with a title or a heading so that the reader knows what it's about. This is usually followed by a very short introduction, which should only be about 2 to 3 sentences long. This tells the reader a bit more about why they should follow the instructions. Next, we have the equipment. We know it's the equipment section as we have a subheading to tell the reader what it is. This is the part where you would use bullet points to clearly list everything that the reader needs to be able to follow the instructions. If you're doing anything to do with baking or cooking, this might be called the ingredient list instead. Finally, the most important part of the instructions is the method. Now, a method usually has numbers to make it easier to read and follow. It also has time conjunctions such as firstly, next, after that, and so on, to also help make it nice and clear to follow. A key feature of instructions are imperative verbs. Imperative verbs are simply verbs that command someone to do something. They are sometimes called bossy verbs, but they are simply called imperative verbs. So in our text here, verbs such as prepare your elephant, climb the ladders, scrub, these are all verbs and you're being commanded to do them, so they are called imperative verbs. Alongside these verbs are adverbs, which we looked at yesterday. These are important as without them, the reader might not complete one of the steps very well. So for example, we've got here, it says to climb the ladders carefully as you carry the hose pipe. Now, if we didn't have the adverb carefully, and it simply said climb the ladders as you carry the hose pipe, the reader might rush up the ladders, one hand on the hose pipe and tumble off. But by adding the adverb in, the person reading instructions knows they need to do this step carefully, and it will help them to complete the instructions much better than without them. Something else that you might decide to include with your instructions, which we haven't done on these ones, is to include a small diagram or a picture to go alongside one of the steps. This might be used if one of the instructions is a little bit more complicated or tricky, and a little picture might help you to explain yourself a little bit more. So give it a go. If you have any questions, please email us on our shared email address and we will do our best to help you. Bye.